I'm Jazzy.
I'm Karina.
And I'm Malia, and this is the top 10 ways to escape death. On our top 10 ways to escape death, it's commonly demonstrated in the book Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Huck shows us 10 ways to escape death, and on number 10 on our list is Pop not telling Huck not to go to school. For instance, when I'd read about a half a minute, he fetched the book on the back of his hand and knocked it across the house. I won't have it. I'll lay for you, my smarty. And if I catch you about the school, I'll tan you good. So Pop is basically saying to Huck, if you read, if you go to school, I'm going to kill you. So don't go to school.
Where do you think you're going?
The ninth way to escape death is to learn how to swim. When the steamboat went and hit Jim and Huck, they nearly went overboard and died. Well, Jim almost died because, Huck could swim. He got injured. For instance, and as Jim went overboard on one side and I on the other side, she come, aka the ship, smashing straight through the raft. I dived and I aimed to find the bottom. 2. A 30-foot wheel got to go over me and I wanted it to have plenty of room. This is what Jim is saying. This analysis was given because Huck dove down and swam so that way he could live and escape unharmed.
Front street. Butterfly.
Top 10 ways to escape death is have an excellent liver. He had been drunk over in town and laid in the gutter all night, and he was a sight to look at. A body would have thought he was Adam. He was a sight to look at. Pop is drunk all of the time, and his dangerous and unpredictable behavior alone might cause his death.
Your liver!
But one might wonder
in
how
top
his
shape.
liver hasn't given out yet.
Number 7 on our top 10 list of ways to escape death is don't go into town drunk and try and make threats. Most likely, you will offend somebody. And that somebody might not be looking to deal with your behavior. They'll be looking to shoot you. Somebody sang out, Boggs. I looked over there to see who said it, and it was Colonel Sherburne. Boggs throws up both of his hands and says, "Oh Lord, don't shoot." Bang goes the first shot, and he staggers back, clawing at the air. Bang goes the second one, and he tumbles backwards onto the ground, heavy and solid with his arms spread out. In this instant, when Boggs strikes into town on a horse with an unappreciated alcohol blood level, after warnings, he continues to cuss and threaten Sherburne. And that's when Colonel Sherburne decides to take care of Boggs and his drunken disorderly conduct. Top 10 list of ways to escape death is shame a mob. For example, in chapter 22, we see Sherburne cause disgrace onto the mob that shows up on his front step. He says, "The idea of you lynching anybody, it's amusing. The idea of you thinking you had pluck enough to lynch a man. Because you're brave enough to tar and feather poor friendlyless cast out women that come along here. Did you think you had grit enough to lay your hands on a man? Why, a man's safe in the hands of 10,000 of your kind, as long as it's daytime and you're not behind them." Members of the mob were then disgraced. Sherburne had basically told them that they had no courage as the average man.
Number 5 on our top 10 ways to escape death is run away. It was about dark now, so I dropped the canoe down the river. By and by, I laid down in the canoe to smoke a pipe and lay out a plan. Alright, I can stop anywhere I want to. Jackson's Island is good enough for me. I know that island pretty well and nobody ever comes there. Here Huck is planning his escape on Pap's cabin. He needs the seclusion of Jackson's Island so that nobody finds him. This is a very good skill for escaping death. Number 4 on our top 10 ways to escape death is don't be in a family feud. A man has a quarrel with another man and kills him. Then that other man's brother kills him. Then the other brothers on both sides goes for one another. And then the cousins chip in. And by, everybody's killed off. Here, Buck is explaining to Huck what it means to be in a family feud. Everybody kills one another until nobody is left. So it's safe to say that staying out of family feuds would keep you alive.
Time on Family Feud, we got the Jacksons versus the Dorseys. Now, how do you escape death?
Number 3 on the top 10 ways to escape death is know how to disguise yourself. You do a girl tolerable poor, but you might fool men maybe. Here, Mrs. Judith Lostis is trying to help Huck because he's acting like a girl. He would have fooled men, but he didn't fool her. Instead, she tries to help him. If Huck had tried to fool the wrong person, they might have tried to hurt him.
On our top 10 ways to escape death, number 2 is wait for a diversion. Heinz let out a whoop. like everybody else, and dropped my wrist and give a big surge to bust his way in and get a look. And the way I lit out, shinned for the road in the dark, there ain't nobody can tell. In this example, Huck sees an opportunity in the flash of lightning as the crowd is distracted with the corpse that had been dug up in the graveyard, and ran for the road in the dark as soon as his wrist had been let go. If Huck had stayed around for them to discover he had anything to do with the con, he likely would have been killed.
1 on our list. In order to escape death, you have to fake your death. According to Huck, for instance,
No breathing.
well,
No
last I
blinking.
pulled out some of my hair
No
and blood.
living.
The axe good.
You're
And stuck it on the backside and sung the axe in the corner. Then I took up the pig and held him to my breast with my jacket so he couldn't drip. Till I got a good piece below the house and then dumped him into the river. This is a good example of how Huck escaped his death. You can't get caught if you're already dead.
This concludes our list of top 10 ways to